24/7 Fusion Media.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. And I know yesterday the internet blew up when they saw pictures of Gardner and Hawkgirl, played by Nathan Fillion and Isabella Merced. Now, there's been a lot of talk, people saying, hey, it looks great. Other folks are saying, give it a chance before you judge it, all this and that. Now, I'm here to just basically give my 2 cents to what's going on with this. Everybody has an opinion, and the same way they have a right to voice theirs, I have a right to voice mine. So I'm sitting here yesterday looking at all the pictures, looking at memes, people giving it high fives, other people taking dumps on this, and everybody has a right to their opinion. So I figured, you know what? Let me go ahead and just say something here, say something now. Before Nathan Fillion got hired to do Gardner, and before James Gunn showed up, they already had a gentleman that was going to play Gardner. His name was Finn Wittrock. And as you see here, he looks 100 times better than what we're seeing in this picture. He's a younger dude, and he has the right look for Gardner, in my opinion. And of course, when James Gunn stepped in and started firing people, letting people go, canceling movies and shows that were getting ready for pre-production and whatever the case may be, basically the changing of the guard, Finn Wittrock was Gardner before Nathan Fillion. And as you see from these pictures, yeah, I think he would have looked more the part as Gardner than Nathan Fillion could ever be. That's my opinion. Now, with Isabella Merced, there's pictures of her floating around in the air with all these wires connected to her to lift her up off the ground, get her moving around, putting her back down, and whatever the case may be. She has to be the worst looking Hawkgirl that I've ever seen in live action, whether it's television or on the big screen. Now, if you see what I'm posting, of course, you're seeing better versions of this character. This is 2024 now. You have 13, 14-year-old pictures of people doing live action Hawkgirl that look better than this. Now, even like, let's say in Legends of Tomorrow, Hawkgirl looked better than this. Hell, there's even a picture of Hawkgirl that Warner Brothers was going to use for some project that got canceled. And James Gunn could have went into the Warner Brothers closet, dust off this outfit that was never used, and could have gave it to Isabella Merced to look more of a Hawkgirl than what you see in this picture. And even when you look at Isabella Merced, why does she look like she's wearing a diaper? I have no idea why. But the whole point being is that it's been done better. You have cosplayers that have done it better. But for some reason, when you have millions of dollars behind it, this is what we're getting. Now, I know you've seen pictures online of Mr. Terrific flying around. Looks like he has some old school jetpack type shits with some things that are like supporting his legs and his back. It looks fucking ridiculous. And if you know anything about Mr. Terrific, I have every comic that he's been in. So I'm talking from knowledge, I'm talking from facts, and you can look this up. If you know anything about Mr. Terrific, it doesn't take all that to make Mr. Terrific fly. Yes, he has the ability to fly. He has these balls that he's created. They're called T-spheres. And he normally has anywhere from like 3 to 5 circling him at all times. These T-spheres, they basically are connected to him. He can talk to him. They can basically read his mind, know what he wants them to do, when he wants them to do whatever. They can create holograms. They can make him fly. How? He steps on 2 of these balls and they go up under his feet and they lift him in the air. As you see from the pictures, this is how he flies around. Now, why does Mr. Terrific need some kind of contraption, like a jetpack and some shit that he's sitting on, leaning on, I don't know what the fuck, to fly around? The only thing I can come up with is James Gunn tries to use the look and everything of these characters, but without cracking open the comic books and seeing how these characters act and function or whatever the fuck, then instead of you getting the T-sphere lifting Mr. Terrific off the ground, what you're getting is this fucking clunky looking jetpack type thing that's strapped on his back and he's fucking flying all over the place. So I'm just gonna be real, just gonna be honest. I'm not gonna sit here and act like this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. This has to be possibly the worst Superman suit that I've ever seen on an actor that's playing Superman. From all the pictures I've seen, from all the pictures I've shown, this has to be the worst Hawkgirl that I've ever seen. Guy Gardner, I don't know why Nathan Fillion's skin looks like it's been bleached out. He looks weird. And if you've seen pictures of Nathan Fillion, like he got the shit scared out of him to where he just fucking, he turned white altogether. That's what he looks like. Looks horrible. And Mr. Terrific, he looks cool. I don't get where the flat top is coming from. But yeah, costume-wise, he looks comic book accurate. And my whole thing is, if you're gonna show these characters, and you're a comic book fan, why come with the aesthetics if these characters are halfway not gonna look right, probably don't act the way they're supposed to act, but then they're supposed to be sold to us like, hey, these are your favorite comic book characters. Come check out this movie and see them in live action. Why would we want to support this if we're not given what we want? We're getting James Gunn's version of this shit. And I don't want anybody's version of anything. You know what I want to see, and what real comic book fans and people, they want to see these characters jump out of the comic book and onto the screen, whether it's the small screen or the big screen. That's everybody and anybody that's ever loved these characters, and I've known of them. I've loved them since I was a kid. Mr. Terrific came out in the 90s, this version of him. I remember Guy Gardner from the 80s, and Hawkgirl's always been around. So all I'm saying is, I'm not gonna get fooled with these actors looking this way and being whatever when I know that they can look better and they could be better. And hopefully these characters will act the way they're supposed to, not like how Peacemaker is and doesn't act anything like he does in the comic books. Peacemaker's personality for the Peacemaker series is a made-up personality. And the thing is, it's hard for a true comic book fan to be won over when we know that we're not getting the best versions of these characters. So I'm not gonna sit here and tell anybody to calm down and, hey, you know, please reserve your judgment or be any kind of way. I'm just gonna fucking tell it the way it is. You know, if people don't like it, then it is what it is. I'm not gonna apologize for how I feel. And I'm not gonna act like I like this when I think a lot of this shit looks terrible. From the first viewing of Superman's costume, to showing where he lives in Kansas, to show the Kent farm, to actually look at the suit while he's walking around and it looks all dumpy looking and it's baggy and it's folded over and all that. We've looked at all this. We've seen Mr. Miracle. Now we're seeing Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl. And to be honest, there's nothing to be impressed about, because I'm not going to apologize for how I feel. And if anybody knows me and been rocking with me for any amount of time, then you know that I'm just going to speak how I feel. And I'm not going to hold this shit back. James Gunn and everybody that's involved, they're not holding back with putting this out in the public and letting the people see it. So why should I hold back? The way it's being presented to me is the way I'm going to look at this and speak on it, as all these pictures and all these leaks and all this shit is fucking put out and set in front of us and put on the table. And guess what? Everybody's a critic. And if you're not a critic of movies or video games or comic books, you're a critic of something. And everybody has criticized something at one point or another. So everybody's a critic. It doesn't make one person better or worse than anybody else. So again, I'm just giving my 2 cents. You could agree, you could disagree, or you could agree to disagree, but I'm not shutting up. And the more things keep rolling out, the more I'm gonna do videos, point shit out, and let y'all know what's up from my perspective, because everybody's dropping videos from their perspective. So that's my take. That's how I feel. You guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. And as always, it's your boy 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media, and I'm out. Peace.